Bobtail searching for SA's next top dog. Get the unique code on pack and send in a picture of your best friend.
It's that time again of the week where we call on all dog lovers out there to join us for this brief couple of moments where we teach your dog some amazing tricks. And just a reminder, Bobtail is still out there looking for SA's next top dog. All you got to do is post a picture of your dog doing something amazing on the Bobtail website, bobtail.co.za, as well as your unique code that you get from your promotional packs. And there are great prizes up for grabs. I'll tell you about that later. But for now, Karis is here and we're joined by Hobbs, who happens to be a rather famous dog, right?
Hobbs is uber famous, yes.
What did Hobbs do?
Well, of all his many, on his big resume, Hobbs played the dog Sandy in the play Annie that was on an Artscape last year. So plenty of the viewers probably saw Mr. Hobbs. He's a very famous boy.
Yes.
So
what trick are we doing with Hobbs today?
So we're going to teach dogs today, we're going to teach dogs how to sit up and how to beg. Sit up.
So basically like this.
Isn't that cute?
That is a pretty cool trick. That's a very, very cool trick.
And then itch your collar. There's the next trick. Okay.
And you said Hobbs is actually a rescue dog.
He is,
and
yes.
many people tend to think that, you know, with a rescue dog, you can't do things like this. But, you know, they're just as lovely as any other dog. And it's just about the attention and the time you spend with them.
Absolutely. They can be more clever or as clever as any purebred dog, but he is. Hobbs is from the SPCA. He's just a delightful mix. We've got no idea what he is, but he's a fantastic, uber clever dog, and he loves training. He loves it.
He loves being brushed as well.
He does. You can see from his beautiful hair. He loves it. Absolutely.
So how do we start this trick, Karis?
Okay, so the first thing the dogs have to practice is the physical ability to just balance themselves. More than understanding the trick, they have to physically be able to do it. So the way to start this is when your dog is sitting, and they must be sitting like Hobbs is. You don't want them sitting on one side. Okay. So he's kind of square on his hips.
How do you stop that from happening? Because once you start the sitting trick, how do you stop them
if your dog is sloppy on their side, pull them up and ask them to sit again and keep trying until they're sitting like this. Okay? So then you take a treat in your hand, and in the very beginning, all you want to do is lift your hand about 1 centimeter. And when their front feet, there we go, when their front feet pop off, you give your click.
Yeah. And remember that at the beginning it only happens momentarily because they haven't developed that muscle strength yet.
It'll only happen momentarily. So what we don't want, because it's a different trick, is for him to jump up on his hind legs.
Right.
So it's important that people understand you literally lift this 1 centimeter. If you go up high, your dog will just jump up and they won't ever get the balance.
Okay.
So your hand is on the dog's nose, you move it toward their eyes just 1 centimeter, and click at that first moment of your bum is on the ground, but your feet are up in the air, okay? And you're going to need to do that depending on your dog and their physical shape. Many, many, many times. You'll probably have to do it for several weeks for them to get strong. Dogs like Jack Russell Terriers are actually super good at this trick because they're quite strong and they're quite compact.
Sturdy as well, yes.
Sturdy. Dogs like Alsatians, just as a type, are quite long in the body, and they can do it, but it takes a lot longer to get that kind of strength because they're not as compact as, for example, a Jack Russell. So Hobbs had to work on this trick for a long time to get the balance and get the strength. So you just have to be patient with that.
But as for any other trick, it's all about practice. And you'll see you get a lot of dog slobber on your hand like Karis has, but it's good for your skin.
It's good for, exactly, you can do a facial, dog drool facial. We're going to invent a skin product range. So the way that this trick proceeds is once your dog physically is able to stand up and seems to understand to sit up just for a few moments, then you add your signal. So we're going to say, sit up, and then you can bring them up with a treat.
Beautiful.
So what you're going to do, I mean, Hobbs obviously knows this trick, but in order to teach them,
he's a yoga master.
He is. You first lift your hand and then guide them up. Then they will anticipate that when you do this...
He's like, yes, I'm doing it.
I'm
Give
doing
me
it.
the
Sorry,
treat
I'm
already.
just teasing. Hi, bud. Sit up.
That is pretty neat.
So what will happen is your dog will anticipate that when you give the signal, what follows next is sitting up, and they'll start to do it without you luring them up with a treat.
Brilliant, brilliant. Hey. Hobbs, thank you very much. That was awesome performance.
You're a clever boy.
Now you can rest yourself. And of course, you're welcome to follow Karis on her website, happydogs.co.za. And remember, as I said, that prize is still up for grabs. SA's next top dog. Post a picture of your dog doing something rather amazing. It could be a trick like this if you've paid attention to bobtail.co.za with the promotional pack unique code that you get at stores, and your dog could win, could be the next big star of Bobtail's big billboard campaign. You can get an interview with your dog here on the show and a 2-night stay at the 12 Apostles. All definitely worth it for some extra time spent with your best friend.
Bobtail's looking for SA's next top dog to be a face of their brand. Up for grabs is a starring role for your dog in Bobtail's next billboard campaign. as well as an interview with you and your dog on Expresso. And a 2-night stay at the 12 Apostles Spa and Hotel for you and your winning dog. To enter, simply upload a picture of your dog doing something amazing onto Bobtail's website and enter the unique promotional code found on promotional packs of Bobtail. Like their page on Facebook to be kept up to date with the competition, and stay tuned to Expresso for weekly sneak peeks of the competition and help Bobtail choose SA's next top dog. Bobtail, for strong South African dogs.
Stay with Expresso and SABC3.